Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we are going to discuss some important MCQ questions based on the previous year question paper patterns, and the topic is plant tissues, xylem and phloem. So let's begin. The first question is, plant tissue responsible for continuous cell division is, উদ্ভিদের কোন টিস্যুটা ক্রমাগত কোষ বিভাজনের জন্য দায়ী? মেরিস্টেমেটিক টিস্যু, পার্মানেন্ট টিস্যু, কোলেনকাইমা or xylem. The tissue responsible for continuous cell division is meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue মধ্যে continuous cell division হয়. Apical meristem is responsible for, the apical meristemটা কোন কাজের জন্য দায়ী? Secondary growth, primary growth, wound healing, food conduction. The apical meristem is responsible for primary growth. Lateral meristem causes, lateral meristem প্রধান কাজ কিটা? Increase in length, increase in girth, leaf growth or none of the above. The lateral meristem that helps in the increase in the girth, যেটা sideways growthটা করছে, and lateral meristem basically involves cambium and cork cambium. Intercalary meristem found in, intercalary meristem কোথায় পাওয়া যায়? Root tips, internodes of grasses, leaves or none of the above. The intercalary meristems are mainly found in internodes of grasses. Cells of meristematic tissue are, meristematic tissue কোষটা কেমন হয়? Dead, small, thin walled, actively dividing, large, vacuolated or lignified. The cells of meristematic tissue are thin, small, thin walled and actively dividing. Active cell division is one of the major characteristics of meristematic tissue. Xylem is responsible for, xylem কোন কাজের জন্য দায়ী? Transport of food, transport of water, photosynthesis, hormone conduction. The xylem is mainly responsible for the transport of water. Water transport, water and mineral transport is the major function of xylem tissue. Phloem mainly transport, phloem প্রধানত কি পরিবহন করে? Water, minerals, food or gases. The phloem is mainly responsible for the translocation of food in the form of sucrose. Xylem tracheids and vessels are, xylemer যে ট্রাকিড আর ভেসেল কিরকম? লিভিং, ডেড, partially living or none of the above. So the tracheids and vessels are dead tissue. They are lignified, made up of lignified. They are lignified cells. Companion cells are associated with, the companion cell কোষটা কার সাথে যুক্ত? Xylem, phloem sieve tube, cork, kolenchyma. The companion cells are associated with phloem sieve tubes. Kolenchyma provides, kolenchyma কোন কাজ করে? Provides mechanical support and flexibility, transport, photosynthesis or none of the above. The kolenchyma mainly provides mechanical support and flexibility. Which tissue makes plant hard and rigid? উদ্ভিদকে শক্ত ও দৃঢ় করতে কোন টিস্যু সাহায্য করে? প্যারেনকাইমা, কোলেনকাইমা, স্ক্লেরেনকাইমা or xylem. So the tissue that makes the plant hard and rigid are sclerenchyma, that are dead and lignified tissue. Lignified tissue. Guard cells are part of, guard cell কোনটার অংশ? Xylem, phloem, epidermis or none of the above. The guard cell are mainly part of epidermis, that is basically part of stomata, present on the surface of epidermis, that helps in the closing and opening of stomata. cork cambium provides. Cork cambium কি উৎপন্ন করে? Xylem, phloem, periderm, or none of the above. The cork cambium basically forms or produces periderm, that is cork and secondary cortex. Xylem fibers গুলা কিরকম? Living mechanical tissue, dead supportive tissue, secretory tissue, or none of the above. Xylem fibers are dead supportive tissue. Which tissue stores food in plants? উদ্ভিদের মধ্যে কোন কোষটা খাদ্য সঞ্চয়ে সাহায্য করে? Xylem, parenchyma, collenchyma, phloem. The tissue that stores food in plants are parenchyma, that stores starch, protein, oils, etc. Which permanent tissue has intercellular spaces? এর মধ্যে কোন পার্মানেন্ট টিস্যুর মধ্যে ইন্টারসেলুলার স্পেস থাকে? প্যারেনকাইমা, কোলেনকাইমা, স্ক্লেরেনকাইমা, or none of the above. The tissue that has intercellular spaces are parenchyma. The outer protective tissue of plant is. উদ্ভিদের যে বাইরের যে সুরক্ষামূলক টিস্যু কোনটা? Xylem, epidermis, phloem, cambium. The epidermis is the outer protective layer of tissue. Which meristem originates from permanent tissue? এর মধ্যে কোন মেরিস্টেমটা পার্মানেন্ট টিস্যু থেকে উৎপন্ন হয়? এপিক্যাল মেরিস্টেম, ইন্টারক্যালারি মেরিস্টেম, সেকেন্ডারি মেরিস্টেম, or none of the above. So the meristem that originates from permanent tissue are known as secondary meristem. Sieve tube legs. Sieve tube এর মধ্যে কি থাকে না? Cytoplasm, nucleus, cell wall, plasmodesmata. The sieve tube basically lacks nucleus. They are associated with companion cells. The dead elements of phloem is. Phloem এর মধ্যে মৃত উপাদান কোনটা? Sieve tube, companion cells, phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma. The phloem fibers are dead tissue in phloem. Which permanent tissue makes husk of coconut hard? নারকেলের যে ছালটা শক্ত করে কোন টিস্যু? কোলেনকাইমা, স্ক্লেরেনকাইমা, প্যারেনকাইমা, or none of the above. The permanent tissue that makes the husks of coconut hard is sclerenchyma. Lenticels are formed in. Lenticels কোথায় গঠিত হয়? Epidermis, cork tissue, xylem, or phloem. The lenticels mainly form in the cork tissue. Which meristem is responsible for vascular cambium activity? এর মধ্যে থেকে কোন মেরিস্টেমটা ভাস্কুলার ক্যাম্বিয়ামের কার্যকলাপের জন্য দায়ী? এপিক্যাল, ইন্টারক্যালারি, ল্যাটারাল, or none of the above. The vascular cambium activity is done by lateral meristem that helps in the secondary growth. Which plant tissue helps in photosynthesis? এর মধ্যে কোন প্লান্ট টিস্যুটা সালোক সংশ্লেষে সাহায্য করে? Xylem, phloem, chlorenchyma, or collenchyma. The tissue known as chlorenchyma, that is the tissue having chloroplast, is responsible for photosynthesis. Heartwood in plant is. উদ্ভিদের মধ্যে হার্টউডটা কি? Dead and dark xylem, living and functional xylem, phloem, or cambium. The heartwood basically are dead and dark xylem, that are lignified xylem that provides mechanical strength to the plants. So with that we came to end of this MCQ solving session. So we will continue to solve similar type of MCQ questions based on the previous year question paper patterns. So do stay tuned for similar type of video updates in the future. So thank you all.